What's good? Is your boy Step in the Mix?
It's your boy Legend.
And you're tuned in down to the Flatbush Horsemen podcast. Coming up on the episode, we got the legendary coach Carlton Screen.
Big screen, FYA.
Flatbush forever.
Welcome to the Flatbush Horsemen podcast.
What's up?
Now today we got Screen in the building.
The coach, okay.
Coach Screen, Mr. Screen, Carlton Screen, whatever you know him as.
Yeah.
Father, FYA.
Yeah.
Godfather of Flatbush.
Yeah. Godfather. Yeah, talk that talk. That's what I call the Godfather. The Godfather of Flatbush.
You know, it's Legend here in two-step, you know.
Well, it's good to see my former players active and doing good work in the community. And that's what the Flatbush Youth Association was built for. Get our people active in their community everyday work.
All right.
So, like, first question I want to ask, Screen, where are you originally from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Flatbush.
Flatbush.
To be exact.
Ocean Avenue, between Lincoln Road and Parkside.
Okay.
Longest block in Brooklyn.
Yep, definitely is.
Yeah.
That's Prospect Park block.
Right there.
Wow, Flatbush, born and raised. It's crazy we starting a podcast and how me and Legend got together was your tournament. So playing against each other in your tournament got us to where we are to this day. And that's why crazy I said that when we start this, our first interview had to be you.
With the coach? Okay.
Yeah, it had to be
The
coach.
mentor.
Well, I feel honored that my former players felt that way and still are active in our community doing good stuff with the kids. So some of the stuff that I did is rubbed off on them in the right way. And that's very important.
Let's start with from the ground up. Let's start from the biography. He asked you where you were born and raised here in Flatbush. Grade school, high school life, the era that you grew up in. Grade school, don't let the 60s, 70s.
I went to PS 92. From PS 92, I went to Walt Whitman Junior High School and went to Erasmus Hall. That ended up in Flatbush, all Flatbush schools.
Wow,
That's big.
wow, that's the triangle that we grew up knowing that kids do. You did it first.
Like, what sports did you play while you was growing up?
Well, coming up, my motivation came from Ebbets Field, the Brooklyn Dodgers. That's where my motivation to sports was. I was 10 minutes away, and I went to every home game that they had. I don't want to tell you how I got in, but
you was on your step vibes.
I know. I was at those games. I met all the Brooklyn Dodgers. I was friendly with them. Some of them invited me to their houses. I got a chance to meet Jackie Robinson, Don Newcomb, Gil Hodges, Junior Gilliam, Sandy Ambrose, Roy Campanella, Joe Black. These are players that inspired me to want to play baseball at that time. I remember I was 11 years old, and they moved the Dodgers out to Los Angeles, and I was hurt. I was hurt after that. I was crying all day. I cried all day because my team was leaving, and that was a very traumatic experience in my life. But I bounced back, and I started playing baseball when I was 9 years old, and we played at parade grounds. I went out for a team called the Sparks, and from the Sparks I went to the Rockets. At that time it was just the Rockets, and from there we expanded. We got in with the Bonnie organization,
Okay.
and we became the Bonnie Rockets. And we won the most games in the history of the Bonnies. Our team, when we had an awards night, you needed sunglasses to come into the room because our table had trophy after trophies because our coach Don Brinster, took us all over Brooklyn playing in all kind of tournaments and leagues, and we won all of them. So I'm not too, I didn't lose too many games in my younger days. That's why I try to inspire and pass it on to my players when I coach them. That you can achieve and come on top at any time if you put the work in. You got to put the work in. If you don't put the work in, it won't happen. I was always trying to get to the Happy Felton players game. That was before the games of the Dodgers. They had a corner. Happy Felton had a corner, and you would play pepper with the baseball in that corner. And I never got a chance to get there because they moved the stadium. And then I picked up basketball like when I was about 12 years old. I started playing basketball because our coach would take us from the baseball field and we formed basketball teams. We played all over the city in basketball. That was to keep us busy. Our coach, that's where I guess I got that from, to take the kids all over playing and keep them busy, keep them off the streets. We played up in Harlem, we played in the Bronx. He took us all over. We even went to Boston to play in a tournament. And before we got to Boston, we were riding on, I think it was I-95, and we were going up through Connecticut. And we drove into a driveway. One of the players recognized on the mailbox whose house we were going to. But it was, I didn't realize it. It was Jackie Robinson's house. And I got a chance to meet him after he retired and everything. He was at his house. So I was very, inspired with the things that happened with us. And my coach, and I can't ever forget him because he started me off to playing sports and going around and doing the positive things, keep me out of trouble. And like I say, I would leave my house sometimes 7 o'clock in the morning and wouldn't return till like 9 o'clock at night. That was to give you a typical day on a Saturday and a Sunday of how many different leagues we played in. And we played ball all those days. All that time we were playing, either traveling to a game but we came out winners in all those tournaments, in all those leagues. We ended up winning. We had a very good personnel. Our teams were very good, very good.
So how did that transition to high school?
And with the high school, it prepared me. It prepared me personally to not have fear at who we played against. And I played against some pretty tough competitive teams, but I never had fear in any time that I played.
I saw your high school picture, and you were one of those not the only black athlete on the team. How was it in the climates during those days, being a prominent black athlete on the team and playing a sport such as baseball during that time?
Well, our school was 95% white.
This is Erasmus Hall.
Erasmus Hall High School was 95% white, and we had like I'd say 10 out of 15 players were black on the team. But we never worried about the color scheme. all we knew was play hard, and I guess I was the leader. They called me the captain, so that's what I brought to the table, and I let everybody know we're not prejudiced. We played hard wherever we went. We played hard, shake hands, and come home. That's all, That's all we could do.
Did you won a championship on baseball?
We won in 1965. We won the city championship, the PSAL city championship in baseball and basketball in the same year.
And you were the star player on.
I was the MVP of the baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
The basketball team, I was. I had to split it with my other player, one of my other players, George Thompson, and he was. Matter of fact, I just talked to him. He went to the Milwaukee team. He played in Milwaukee as a pro. He was the NBA player. And I just got off the phone with him about a week ago. And he calls me captain. He always captain. But because that team that we played in basketball, our basketball team was we were 22-0 in the suicide division. And to me, we really didn't get our real due. I think part of it might have been the people were prejudiced at that time, really prejudiced. And our team was that good. We played, we were unstoppable. You couldn't stop us at any point because we would defy any defenses that you threw at us. As a matter of fact, that year we played Lou Alcindor.
I was just about to say that.
And
if I remember the story.
Lou Alcindor, we beat them in that. It was supposed to be a scrimmage, but what happened, the two coaches got together and they saw the crowd that was out front, so they charged, I think, $2 a head to come in and see the game. But they had 5 All-Americans on Powell Memorial, and they tried to put a press on us, and I for one, as the point guard, I came right through that press, and I shot. Lou Alcindor was under the basket, so he was looking for me to come there, but I was smart enough. I would give him a hard dribble, back up behind the key, and I hit 9 for 9 jump shots from behind the key. So
back then, no 3-point line, but those was
there
threes.
There was no 3-point line.
But those was threes.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So that transition to after high school, what was the next step with? How did life, take you?
Life took a turn. I started building an early family. I was going to Tulsa College, University of Tulsa, but my mother took ill, for one, and I wasn't leaving New York to go away, and my mother was ill. And the next thing was my girlfriend was pregnant, so I started an early family.
Okay. And that, when did, in between that, we're not gonna talk like you only did, I heard that you, I also saw some footage that you had of those speakeasy back in the day. You was in the mix for real, Scream.
Oh, the meme machine.
You was in the mix for real. Everybody was coming to you. He had the spot, yeah. He had the spot. Everybody was
the meme machine. Meme machine was a after-hour club that we built in the community. And it was pretty popular. It was cars that were parked all around the block. So, but we never had no problems. There was never any problems. Everybody had a good time. That's what people know it as, the meme machine, and it's a good time. It was a good experience, good business experience at an early age.
So when exactly did coaching get introduced to you?
Well, that was always something I did. What happened? I'm in the community. I was working also in the community. So a lot of times young players would come up to me and ask me for advice, and I would always try to help them. You know, try to help them on their way. Most of them came from Erasmus Hall. So that's what really opened my eyes to help them. You know, because that's my school, so I wanted to make sure that they played on the team also. Make sure they get good enough to play on the team. So then I went on and I took another venture in business, and I had a store on Lawton Tilden. So all this is Flatbush. It's all Flatbush. So I started with practicing in our park. In Walt Whitman Junior High School at that time it was a park. Now they got a building there, but it was a park. And what I would do, at 5 o'clock, I would have practice like from 5 to 7, and I'd tell all the kids, if you last the practice, then you earn a shirt. And I had shirts made up. At that time, it was called a Screen Sonics. And if you last, I kept my word. If you lasted the 2 weeks of practice, then you go over and you pick out a shirt, get your shirt. And that's what, we also went into tournaments like Mr. Green had tournaments up in the Crown Heights area. We entered tournaments, and we played in those tournaments too. One time my team won the championship. At that time I had a Cadillac. I loaded my whole car up with the kids on the team, and we rode out to Coney Island. And I gave each guy, at that time, $10 a piece to spend. That was a lot of money at that time. So, also I went to, they elected to put me in with the Holy Innocents church. And I started coaching in the church. One of the teams, I had one of the teams there. I was coaching, and from there, I stayed there like maybe 4 years coaching there, and then I went on, started another business venture in Flatbush on East 21st and Church Avenue. We opened up a club. It wasn't after hour. It was a regular club.
I heard about that one too.
A regular club called Hollywood East.
I heard about that when I saw the little documentary about Hollywood East.
That was tremendous. That was, wow. You talking about the entertainment there was tremendous. We had all the big, Colonel Abrams happened to be at that time, it was a hot number. He came in, and we had him twice. He was good, real good. But I always maintained coaching the kids, giving them some kind of help.
When did you birth FYA?
FYA was in 1992. We started working out in the park, in Caton Park, and we had like about 20 kids. But then it grew. We would work out like Saturday and Sunday. Then it grew to 40 kids. That was in September. Then we had October.
Where it got out quick.
Then October. Then it became November, and I blew out the hot air out of my mouth, and I see the smoke. I said, "Oh my gosh, we got to get it indoors," because we had 40 kids. They were working out. They came regular on time. It worked out, and they were learning, and there was quite a few good players out of that group that went on, had good careers. And from there that's when I found out how hard it is to get a gym. To get a gymnasium was very hard. And then we started from there, 1992, and we went
20-something years later, it's still hard.
So can you name a few players that exceeded in the program? As far as you
that
started
first
with
team,
them,
yeah, that first
you started
team.
with them, you saw the growth, you saw the development, you saw what you was teaching them, they was doing in the game.
Yeah, Calvin Bowman was probably, at that time, he was probably the best player out of that group. he went on to, he also won a championship at Erasmus Hall in 1996. And he went to West Virginia. And he also got the opportunity to play in a couple of NBA camps. So he played overseas. He ended up overseas. Damon Escoffrey, another good player from the same. Most of the guys went to either Erasmus Hall or Grady High School. And they won, Erasmus won one more championship, but Grady won like 4 or 5 championships with FYA players on that team. Probably the biggest output was, I think in 96 when Calvin Bowman played, we had 15 players on the garden floor at that time from FYA. There was 9 from Erasmus and 6 from Grady High School. And that was a big turnout. The coaches, both coaches, I had shirts made up, and both coaches let me put the FYA shirts on at halftime. They wore our shirts. The colors of the school, but they had
their own custom
FYA shirts on, yeah.
Okay, so like as far as the kids now, what are they doing now? Like,
they're grown-ups now. They have families. Some of them are teachers. Some of them are law officers. Some of them are armed forces. They're all doing positive. They're in business. Some of them have FYA programs overseas, and they're doing the same thing that I was doing. And they're on my Facebook, and they write me every day. Every day I see pictures of them or see the teams that they're working with.
It was important that you were preparing them for life after the game.
After the game, right. Well, that's what the whole thing is. Our goals were for them to go to college, come back, and give back to the community. That was the goal of FYA.
So do you see a difference now with the programs that are going on now, or do you think the difference is with the kids that we had, the generation of the kids, or is it a combination of both?
Well, today's kids is a little different than when you guys came up. When you guys came up, it was basketball, baseball. You know, it was, you wanted to play those sports. Today, but also you wanted to learn how to play the sport. But today, these kids just they just want to play off the TV. They don't really put in the effort. If you tell them to run, it's like pulling eye teeth. So, you know, you got to run to play the sport. So, if they don't want to do that, then I don't see them progressing.
Do you think we have to find different methods of trying to motivate them, or is it safe to say that, you know, now we have to find different things to push them towards, as far as not just maybe not the sports anymore, not as much as the sports anymore, but other things that they would be interested in?
Yeah, we have to try to get them involved. I used the sport back in my day when I used basketball as a tool to get them involved. Now the coaches today have to do something else. They got to try some other method or whatever to get them to want to come in to the gym or to the park or you know, vice versa.
See, that's the thing. Back in the days, it wasn't so much distraction. So
right.
It was harder now than back in the days. So
very hard now.
If you wanted to focus on the game, you could have. You know, you could have went outside. You know, certain people didn't have TVs and computers and stuff like that.
Right.
So
they didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
That actually made you a better player just because you didn't have little side things that you were doing.
Right. And today's coaches don't have the patience. A lot of them don't have the real patience it takes for a kid to develop. Like, I'm looking at a kid like Jerry, kid like Dan Lee, even Antoine. These are kids that if I didn't have the patience to really put in with them, they probably wouldn't have made a team. I don't know what they would have ended up in life, but they wouldn't have made a team. But they made my team because I don't cut. I don't cut anybody. I never cut anybody off a team, because that same kid you cut may have it within them to work hard and pass the guy that was ahead of him.
You see that a lot. The ones that get left out are usually the ones that make it.
Yeah.
So I've been, for people that don't know, I never brought this up, but to you when I was injured, but I got to screen after my car accident when I was about 12. I rehabbed and got back to playing sports around 13, 14. But I didn't start getting my legs under me and playing the game of basketball until Antoine and them brought me over to you, and I started playing on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. But you never, like you said, no matter what my deficiency may have been, you never used that or as something for me to use as a crutch.
Right.
So you pushed me just as you pushed everybody else and held me to the same standards no matter what.
Exactly.
And that prepared me for whatever I had coming.
But when a lot of coaches today, and I've seen them, they don't give a kid the chance. They just see he's not that good. They go to next. I don't do that. I always still give phone calls to the kid that can't play that well. Got phone calls. And I'm proud of them. These guys here, very proud of them. I'm looking at them now. I'm looking at them with a different look than you would look at them. But I'm looking at these guys when they were kids. And they got beards now. And these were kids. And I love it. I love when my guys come up to me, when you see me somewhere or you see me somewhere, I just feel, I was telling the owner, not the owner, but the president of the Brooklyn Nets. I was telling him just a couple of weeks ago that what would make you happy, Coach Green? And they gave me a car. But I said, it doesn't matter about a car. I said, I just want the kids to be successful. I don't care what they do. I just want them to be successful. And if you drive up to me, because I went for breakfast a couple of weeks ago, I went to breakfast. One of my former players took me out to breakfast. And, he was sitting there talking to me. And he's a retired police officer. And he was telling me that if it wasn't for me, he don't know where he would be today. And that brought tears to my eyes, because here's a kid that his mother really didn't give him the opportunity to play. All the years he could have played, she took him away. But he always remembered the stuff that I showed him about life itself. Carried him right through his tour with the police officer, doing police officer. He always thinks back. He says, Coach Green wouldn't do that. He told me straight up, he said, I would say to myself, Coach Green wouldn't do that. He would, and he used another kid that's a former player. Mm-hmm. He lives in the Poconos. And he wrote me, and he said, Coach Green, I love you for everything you did for me, and I raised my 3 boys with the same principles that you showed me. And I'm saying I got testimonies from a lot of former players that tell me they still use those principles, and they still carry themselves that way, because they never saw me break out, act crazy, which I could have done, but I always kept my cool because I know I got a bunch of kids watching me. And when they're watching me, I don't want them to see me out of control. 'Cause, like I say, we've been up in the Bronx at midnight. We in the Bronx.
Facts.
We have no car fare to get on the bus.
Facts. So now when the kids do it now, parents with me, just know we just coming back from a game. I did this with my coach. This is just what happens. This is the sport. This is the life.
Yeah. When I come, we had to pass for the train, but we didn't have to pass for the bus.
Nah, oh man, screen.
12 midnight.
Screen. They did that to me the other day coming home from we coming home from Queens. We went to Lincoln Park, we coming home. The bus driver said no. I'm looking at him, he a brother too. I'm looking at him like
no?
He said no. The whole bus is looking at us like, let them on. He's like, nope. I'm like, oh man.
So what'd you do? Did you get off?
Screen, you know I ain't want to get off, but the kids was like, yo, step, just come on. Come on.
But okay, well, we're standing there waiting for the bus. This is up in the Bronx. And Manny was my assistant coach. Great guy. Manny, I love him.
Shout out to Manny, word.
Manny Serrano.
Shout out to Manny. I tried to call him.
Man you could ever want to meet. He said, Coach, how we gonna get on the bus? It's midnight. I looked at him. I said, you got faith?
I remember that.
He said, I got faith. I said, watch. We're gonna let faith act for us, okay?
I remember that.
The bus came. The bus came. He stopped. I said, sir, I said, I have a pass. I showed him the pass to the train. But we have to get to the train. I got 50 kids here. And they don't have any money. We've been out all day playing in a tournament in this facility right here. So he is leaning on the steering wheel like this. So I'm waiting for an answer. He said, what are you waiting on? Get those kids in this bus, man. I said, faith happened again. A little bit. It's faith. I looked at Manny, I said, see, faith, you gotta have faith. And we made it that, and now we had to be back in the same position 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, the next morning.
For the playoffs.
The next morning.
See, I was getting home like 2 a.m.
Think about it.
Gotta wake up for 8 a.m. just to get there for 10 a.m.
Yeah.
With those stories, what's still driving you to do it to this day? Because you still out here.
Because my coach back in the day, he did it for me. You still out here, Scream. I love kids. I know that there's 2 or 3 kids. I can't say all of them are good kids, because today's kids, you can't put your word on that. But there's 2 or 3 that I can reach, that I can talk to, nurture them through, and hopefully they'll become successful.
What do you call that? What do you call that? For every class, and every class I sit here and I watch him. They either play at an A school or a B school or a AA school. You probably didn't know about him. You didn't know he was a screen kid. You didn't know he was part of FYA. But they're there, and you quietly kept Flatbush basketball alive. And like I said, this is all a spark from you, from being in your tournament. Me and Legend went at it, and after the summer, we was like, you know what, we need to get together and do this.
I love you guys. I love you guys.
That's how we started. We seen a strong foundation.
Still love my guys out there in the audience. Those are my guys. Look, they got beards, but I still love each and every one of them.
The FYA
just like when they were teenagers.
The FYA fraternity is big and it's strong, and we actually gonna get to that right now. Let me get my phone.
That's the next big thing. So was most of the kids in FYA from Flatbush, or did you have kids
Flatbush
from
and
Bed-Stuy?
Canarsie. Flatbush and Canarsie.
It was only
We
Flatbush
had a
and
connection.
Canarsie.
Yeah, we had a connect. Well, I had kids from other places, but not near as many as Flatbush, because we started in Flatbush. Then we ventured out to Canarsie because a couple of the Flatbush kids moved to Canarsie. So I wanted to make it easy for the Canarsie kids to play. And during the winter, they had to come from Canarsie to Flatbush. Then in the summertime, the Flatbush kids had to go out to Canarsie. And it was done through one player. There's one player that brought both communities together,
Hey, what's up, brother?
and that was Jamel
You ready? You ready?
Jamel France was his name. Jamel France.
So-
He got killed.
We got our first caller. Talk, brother.
Yo, peace.
You on with Coach Screen.
Peace, man. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. Who's this?
This is Sonny, man. Sonny Winters.
My son?
Now he said Sonny.
Sonny, yo. Yo. Representing the We Are Flatbush movement.
He's representing We Are Flatbush.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Talk to the Flatbush goat.
Well, We Are Flatbush, pretty much put the documentary together. Me and my partners and I, we've been working on it for about a year now. Kind of putting a lot of next touches about really pretty much showcasing what Flatbush influence was to the world and what is to the world, and how it's the heartbeat of the city, the biggest neighborhood and the popular city in the world. So we want to talk about it. We want to put that history down, leave that mark,
Okay. Sounds good. You sound positive.
Yeah, we trying to. Yeah, I mean, a lot of positive things have come from the bush.
Yeah.
A lot of positive things have come from ugly situations. A lot of laws that got started in New York got started in Flatbush. A lot of fashion that got started in Flatbush. We all
Right.
know music and culture definitely, is all throughout our veins. So, we just want to make sure the world knows that,
Yeah, but we're Flatbush is all over. It's all over. All over the country. All over this country, all over other countries also, because that's how far our players have reached. They reached their goals, and they've gone out to put Flatbush on the map in other places.
Definitely. I mean, we think it's definitely important. What you're saying is a fact, and we think it's important that we show how that happened and why that happened, what makes us who we are, what makes Flatbush women, so exclusive, and what makes them so stylish, and what makes us the cloth that we cut from.
Yeah, what sets us apart.
It's time for people to know that.
Right.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.
All right, We Are Flatbush. We're gonna get back to you. We're gonna get you up here sooner or later, right, brother?
Yes, sir. Talk soon, bro.
All right.
All right.
Blessings. Happy holidays. That was the
You got
first.
people calling in too?
Yeah.
Go ahead, boy.
Yeah.
These guys is real. They real here. This ain't no joke.
These is people that's trying to set a foundation, because people feel like, Flatbush is left out on a lot of things.
Yeah. Right now, we got a head coach, Severian, calling in. A very proud FYA alumni. I'm very proud of you, my
Oh,
brother.
look at my boy.
We gotta show him to the camera.
Oh, God bless you, son.
As you deserve.
You're doing a great job. Great job. I got to get over to you, but other things been holding me away. But I'll be over there. I'll be over to see you in action. But I'm hearing good stuff.
The disciplines come from you.
Okay.
Your son went to Zavarian. A lot of people don't know that, and that's one of my idols. So, at the end of the day, a lot of the disciplines you done put out here coming back and still out here pumping.
Oh boy, that's great. It's great to see you, Clyde.
It's great to see you too, Coach.
Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, my man.
Thank you.
You're being watched. You're being watched.
You gotta come check me out.
You know I'm gonna be there. You know I'll be there. I'll be there.
That's right.
I'll definitely be
You
out.
deserve all the love that you get, and man, it's an honor to be one of your guys. And just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for me. And again, your disciplines are still reigning out here. Just remember the days, riding the train. These kids don't understand that. The way we used to get around.
We laughing about it.
Yeah, for sure. You had to sign and take it, ride the train with us.
Yeah.
Right there, arm in arm. So,
Yeah.
You deserve a lot of the love, and it's a blessing to have you still out here making it happen. So whatever I could do, is whatever.
Okay. All
I
right.
appreciate everything again. But
Coming for you, I love it. I love it. Great guy. Great guy. Every day, every day I'm proud of you. Every day.
We're gonna keep it ticking.
Okay.
We gotta keep it going.
All right.
Yo, my brother, we proud of you. Like he said, from the rest of the guys that's here, they saying what up. Say what up to Clyde. Yeah, we all gonna. You already know, bro. You already know. We're gonna get you up here on the podcast to talk. You in season mode right now, so I'm gonna let you keep being the humble guy that you are, and go out there and keep doing what you're doing, brother. We'll get up soon.
Well, blessings to you, King. Thanks,
All right.
I appreciate you.
Blessings,
Keep
brother.
running,
Happy
bro.
holiday. You already know.
Happy holidays.
All right, God.
Later, Coach. Thank you.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
All right, King. Bye.
See, you got so much kids
That's
out there,
Clyde.
man. Like I have 1 million call-ups today.
Yeah.
I think you need some water, man. Drink some water, man.
Get some water. Look at this guy.
Get some water.
One thing I say, he always looks out for me wherever he see me.
Of course.
He say, Coach, what you want?
Oh man.
Take
My
care.
brother.
My brother. This is Damani Corbin calling in.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
feel
not
me?
the man.
You gotta show him to the camera. Say what up to the people out there. Damani Corbin.
Hold on, let me get to a quiet place.
All right, get to a quiet place. Let Coach laugh at you real quick.
Carlton Street.
My boy, I love you, boy.
3 years old. What is it, 73 or 76? What's the age?
I don't know. Let me.
What's the age?
No, I'm moving my leg now. I'm still good.
Hold on. Wait, look at the next generation. This
Oh, okay. All right. He look like he ready, man. He look like he ready.
Say happy birthday, Coach Screen.
Happy birthday, Coach Green.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Man. Listen,
yeah.
I'm doing a tribute on social media for you tomorrow. I'm going on camera tomorrow to wish you happy birthday. I tell them all the time that you're an instrumental part of so many young men's lives that they don't even understand.
Thank you.
They said back in the day when you was talking about fly-by-night coaches and fly-by-night programs, they thought you was just talking. But it's not a lot of people out here who can be able to do what you did consistently for so many years. And you've been a blessing not only to my life, but so many lives out there.
Thank you, Damani. Coming from you, I love you. Love you, boy.
Man.
You're the greatest.
Listen, I love you, man. I love you.
You're a great player.
Listen.
You turned out to be a great young man.
Listen, I'm so grateful that two-step took the opportunity to kind of put this program on.
Fantastic. These guys are fantastic.
We got to.
Yeah.
We got to.
Amazing. You know what? We take it for granted that we want to be able to give folks their roses once they're gone.
Right.
And a lot of times we don't have the opportunity to shower them with our love and our praises while it's still here.
Yeah.
So when I got the phone call to be able to say a few words about you, jumped for joy and made sure that I had the opportunity to let you know what you mean, not only to me, but so many young men lives out there who had no father, who had no alternatives, right? And like a lot of folks like to look at the success stories of the folks who made it to the NBA. They want to talk about the kids who got scholarships. But when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, that's a very small percentage of the lives that you touch. Like, what about the kids who went to jail? What about the kids who went to juvie and you had to bail them out? What are the kids who you was taking money out of your pocket every single day to feed.
Yeah.
Like those are the stories that goes unheard. But if you weren't living with you and really spending time with you, like you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that. Like there's nobody in the world that can tell me about Carlton Screen. Like I live with you. Like I know you. I know you. Listen, at the age of 10 years old, my mother came and entrusted me my life with you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? From the age of 10.
That's right.
Like all the way through. Like you've been there nonstop.
Yep.
And folks don't understand the magnitude of that.
And I'm looking at a fine young man.
Oh man. That's
the outcome.
Yeah.
That's the outcome.
Listen, this is all just to show that it's worth it, and this is what community is all about.
Yeah.
Right, like it takes a village, and you are not only like you're the kingpin in the village that's been in the community really about the children for years.
Yep.
You know, like folks don't understand that you was on the that you were on the train. You know, you were on the train.
I rode with you. Yeah, I rode with you.
You know, the entire way.
Yeah.
The entire way.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's my piece. That's
thank you, Damani. Thank you for everything you said. You have a great holiday. You and the family, and tell Mom I said I send my best.
Will do.
Okay.
Will do.
All right.
I appreciate you, big bro. You already know. He said, "Love you, coach."
Love you too. Love you too.
Yo, D, you already know, big bro.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna link. Happy holidays to you and the fam.
Same to you, brother.
Get you up here soon to talk about your tech company. You know, we gotta talk about everything.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All the blessings. Same to you too.
All right.
All right.
So I got a question for you now, Screen. How important are public parks to the community? How important are public parks to the community?
It's very important. Kids have a chance to
sit down real
express
quick.
themselves without any fees or money. They can just get out there and run and exercise and get some of that energy out rather than doing nothing. They're able to do some things in the community. That's very important. The parks are very important.
That's to bring people together with the parks.
Yeah.
How you found kids and kids found you. And
yeah. Kids want to belong. Most kids want to belong. There's not many that'll say no to joining a good program. There's not many.
Before we get this guy out, not everybody invited. I try to invite almost everybody from Flatbush that's linked to you. Commissioner Clayton is what I call him. This is the commish. This is the commish.
Yeah.
Vanderveer, Forster Park, 40th Park. That's his side of Flatbush. Say what you gotta say, Clayton. I don't know y'all relationship. Let me hear y'all relationship and what you gotta say to there's two great men doing a lot of great things in Flatbush. These are my elders that I've looked up to that know me my whole life that I try to model my life behind. So,
well, I'm appreciative you guys invited me here. Coach Screen, I've known him a number of years. I'm following his footsteps in a sense because he cares for the kids as well as I do. But, I'm learning from seeing what he has done, and that motivated me to give back to the kids my time and try to show a little different direction, whereas, keep your nose clean, you can make something of yourself. And once again, I'm appreciative of you guys inviting me here.
Oh, we appreciate you. That's why we had to make sure that you were here, especially for this first episode.
Coach Screen, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Many more.
Many.
Happy holiday to you and the family.
Thank you.
And
Same to you.
I'm appreciative you guys invited me.
No problem. Feel better too, and happy holidays.
Yes, sir.
Feel better. Feel better.
We need you healthy and ready for the summer.
I'm trying. I'm one
See you
step
soon,
at
man.
a
All right.
day at a time.
Take one day at a time.
That's it.
Take one day at a time, brother.
Enjoy.
All right.
So we about to.
How about the ref?
Have a good night.
Oh my! Whoa, man! The ref.
Don't leave the ref out.
The ref is here. Let me hear how long.
Youngest, who's now 23. he was a little kid. Remember, we go to the Bronx on the train, on the bus, and the kids would just have a great time. Great time. They learned a lot. Not only basketball, just had to get along with everybody. Sportsmanship,
Brotherhood.
brotherhood,
Yeah.
and a pillar in the community. A pillar in the community. Upstanding, and it's longevity, man. He's been there for forever. And I was always glad to send my kids through him and be a part, because Screen let me ref the games. And I remember sitting in the park and, all right, Screen, we're going to get paid. We're going to get paid. All right, man, you guys, but it was always a pleasure helping you out and being part of helping with your program.
Thank you.
All right, I appreciate everything you did for my kids.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Coach Screen.
Appreciate
Have a
you.
nice
Coach Screen, the neighborhood hero.
Yes.
He's really a neighborhood hero.
Original. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
Original neighborhood
Thank you for
hero.
coming.
Oh man, we about to get into the.
All I'm hearing about you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Happy holidays.
Have a good one, bro. All right, see you tonight.
We got the fun part. So who want to come up first? Who said want to come up first?
I'll come first.
Jerry, come up first, man. Jerry could come up first. This is your friendly neighborhood guy. You probably don't even know he's in the neighborhood. You see him every day, just give him a thumbs up and a smile high. Feel me? What's up, Jerry? How you doing?
What's going on, Stab?
Not much, brother. I appreciate you for coming out. You always support everything I got going.
Facts.
You know you're my brother since day one, since we met through this guy right here. So let me know about your experience and how Screen has molded and affected your life.
I remember I was in PS6, right? Got school opened up 93,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm in class and I hear the loudspeaker, we have a new basketball program starting whatever, $50 to join. So I'm like, my mom always loved me to be like involved in like after school programs because, she wanted me in the house. I'm like, yo, Mom, I gotta join the basketball team. It's $50. Just, I want to play. So I mean, we got bags and shirts. Like back in the day, having a bag for a team was like mad important. Like having a bag was like a must. Needed that. So I'm like, yo, Mom, I want to play. So now, when I started with Screen, it was like super dope because now I'm around like kids, same struggle as me. Come from like a single parent home, and now we all like having like a father figure. You know what I'm saying? And it was always like we played against the big team, the Gauchos, Riversides, and we always like fought hard. It wasn't worried about what team they're from. Or we always had that tough mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we never give up. And that's just like for life, period. Like you get through it. You know what I'm saying? You're down 30 or you up 25, same intensity. You know what I'm saying? And we fought through, and it was dope, man. Going to see the different boroughs and Queens and Bronx. I remember one time my mom was waiting by the 2 train on Beverly, cause Screen was like, "Oh yeah, I'm coming home late." She sat by the train, but she never got mad at Screen. Like it was never a problem. Like you was Screen, you good.
Good.
Like, don't worry about it. My mom was like, "You was Screen." I could call at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm with Screen. Okay, no problem. You know what I'm saying? And she waited by the train. And next morning, I'm right back in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like every time she see me, like, "Oh, I seen Screen today." So happy. You know what I'm saying? Like that trust was always there.
Right. So how does it, to be where you are in life and see how your interaction with FYA and how that's made you the person that you are? How does it correlate now to sit here and hear Screen talk the way he's talking and you being the adult that you are? That's what, for me being a coach, he shows me that, him and my father show me that, coaching, there's no accolades for it. So
That's true.
I need to know if I'm doing enough now for them to even come and sit down for something if this was me later on, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So how are you feeling hearing him talk and knowing what he's went through in his life and where you are now?
Yeah, he taught me a lot of hard work, man. Hard work, not giving up, not making excuses, you know what I'm saying? And like I do a lot of things for my community too, you know what I'm saying, that I just do on my own money. You know what I'm saying? Like just
shout out to Jerry, had the ice cream truck pull up.
Yeah.
Free ice cream for everybody this summer.
Yeah, I did that,
Yeah.
I mentored 3 kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Shout out to them. He always hitting me up. Yo, I got some kids for you. You know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just involved, and then just like, that's normal for me. Because I seen Screen do it, get us chicken nuggets and fries, going to the games, never complained, never was like, you know, asking for big money, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, that's normal for him. So for me to do that, that's nothing for me to do.
Right.
Because I see for him, it was nothing for him to do. So like, why not me, you know?
Right.
And just a positive direction. It's always something positive. And that's just how it is now. Like, I'm happy that Screen's, you know, so healthy, still here, you know what I'm saying? To like, hear the testimonies from everybody, you know what I'm saying? To see how you change our lives, because, like, you know, it's dope, man. I've seen coaches, like, have favoritism for some players and do certain things, and Screen was like, yo, if you're gonna go by our way, like, do it this way, because this is how we do it in Flatbush, you know what I'm saying? And it's how I am now, man. Show love the community, take care of my people, you know what I'm saying? And my brothers are still here. Like, my guys, like, that family is still here. It wasn't like you played on a team for 2 years and never see them guys again. Like,
facts.
These are my guys still.
Like, it's always, yo, what's good, bro? It could be anywhere. So, yo,
man, these are my guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that family, that bond, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could not see James or in 10 years or Antoine in 5 years. Yo, like, that's like my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we had that camaraderie, like, that Screen built in us. Like, yo, we all came from the same place, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly why it was important, so very important to me to do this tonight. I've been wanting to do it for a couple of years. I didn't really think that I had the right platform at the time. Mm-hmm. I think right now is the right platform. I don't even know how I get to most of the places where I am in my life right now. I just be on my screen, like, it's really him, bro. It's really him. Like, some places you see me, you don't even know how I'm there. You just be looking and laughing, like, but it's just, I don't even, just like today, we just came from the Barclays. I don't even know how I got on the court. I just got on the court. But I'm working. So it's like, it's just something that he ingrained in me. And, you know, he just said, go out there and do it. And he gave me that confidence when I was around y'all, just playing in practice. Yeah. And even if I didn't get in games, like, knowing that, yo, I played against.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? That took me in life. People know, like, how I'm coaching. Well, me being I learned from the sidelines. Yeah, I'm one of those kids. I learned from not playing. I ain't get to play a lot.
You got that foundation.
So that foundation, he built that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that carried me to where I'm at. I'm now in life, and as I keep going, it's always gonna be with that foundation.
Yeah.
You know that. So, yo, we appreciate you, Jerry, for coming out.
Always, man.
Yeah, you know.
I'm always here, man.
My God, that's my man, Jerry.
Who's next over there, man? Don't be shy now. Crack boy. You might as well come with Crack boy.
I got to stand up.
You can sit. I'm gonna say
I got a screen.
Love this guy, boy. Look at him. Look at him.
Man, don't do that to me.
Oh, boy.
My guy, man.
We were just talking about you.
What you said about me, man?
Touch mother.
Everybody's good, man.
Touch mother, we were just talking about you.
Good word?
Yeah.
Oh, man, happy birthday. I want to start off by saying that, man.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, man.
I was gonna tell him about the story, but I don't know.
You tell me also. I got all the stories, so go do your thing.
Remember the story, Ehor? When he caught the splinter?
Oh, man. I had to go to the hospital for that.
The splinter had a bitch.
I had to go down. I thought I was dying. I thought I was about to die, bro. I thought I was about to die, man, honestly.
He said, oh, scream.
Sat on the shit.
Pause.
Caught him.
Honestly, man. Honestly, Scream, man. I appreciate you for being in my life, man. You play a major part of my life.
Thank you, Jay.
Honestly, man. You always told me I gotta work on my left hand. And I worked on it. You feel me? My left hand is elite right now. We need a little alumni game going on, Screen.
I never held you back, though.
You never held me back, honestly.
Home at the same time.
Honestly, but
Never held you back.
honestly, man. What you want to say, Crack?
I appreciate you a lot. Because growing up, I didn't have no father, so he was like my father. My grandmother just dropped me off. Yeah, just handle him. She'd tell you, if you gotta beat him. Whatever you gotta do, just do it. And I used to always be like,
No,
that's crazy.
but truthfully speaking, I wouldn't want to beat. I had the opportunity to beat a couple of kids, but their grandmothers told me it's okay. But I said, no, I'm not putting my hands on any kid because I don't believe in that. I believe in any kid can make a mistake.
Honestly.
And there's kids will make mistakes, but it's up to adults to correct them.
You're right.
Put them in the right direction.
Honesty,
But
man.
I have a special feeling for you guys, because you guys were like a thorn in my side.
Honestly.
Y'all were like thorns in my side. So I said, I know they're gonna come out good. I knew it. I knew they're gonna be good kids. Because one day I'm sitting in Applebee's, and Tut and Marsden came in. They walk in like they gangsters. Where Coach Green? Where Coach Green? So I'm right here, man. So they started hugging me and making all this noise in the place. So I said, man, what y'all doing, man? Well, good to see you.
Exactly.
So they said, Coach, look, where your waitress at? I said, she over there. Come here. She called the waitress. Look, whatever he wants, just give it to him.
Yeah.
I'm paying for it. I look, because these guys, they never used to have a nickel.
Serious. Serious.
Neither one of them had a nickel. So, I said, y'all treat like that. So they paid, they ordered something, and there was a couple of other people with me at the table. They looked at the bill, they threw $100 bills up on the thing, and then each one of them, they hit my hand. Coach Green, see you later. $100 bills, man, in my hand.
Oh, man.
I'm like,
jackpot.
Damn, these guys are paid back. They done paid back some of them tournaments, man.
Exactly. Not having no money.
Tournament. I couldn't believe it. I mean, then Marsden hit my other hand.
Yeah.
He gave me see you later, Coach. I said, okay, baby.
So you gotta do it. You have to pay. You have to pay you
look
back.
at these guys.
You gotta give back.
Got to, man.
Yo, if you would have seen them two guys that day, you wouldn't believe it.
Oh,
you wouldn't believe them two guys.
You legendary to a screen, man. Honestly, you legendary. I remember walking to my school, Erasmus, walking through the hallways the first day and seeing your pictures on the wall. I'm like, oh. I thought Screen was talking crap that he was so great on ball. You put me out there like, he trying to push us. And walking through the wall and asking my coach about you. He used to tell me a lot of great stories about you and all that. Butler. Saying he told me a lot of great stories about you. So I'm like, oh, wow, now I gotta live up to these guys' shoes now. So honestly, man. Honestly. I gotta scream, man. I got some kids I want to send to you too. I know you ain't trying to.
I'm still, look, whatever you send, man, you know I'm gonna take care of them.
All right, say no more.
If they're your guys,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take care of them. Any kid that's an offspring of my guys, I take good care. He brought me kids, Danley. Yeah. He brought me one kid. He's a badass. Huh? but look, I still take care of him. I never leave him out. Mm-hmm. He's Dan Lee's kid. I would never leave him out. And you know, I try to show him that you got to listen. Though. Yeah. You know, the coach. That was part of all you guys learning. You guys listened. Mm-hmm. See, you guys were good listeners. Like when I'm talking, I didn't have to look at the back of somebody's head or somebody laying down or something. But we didn't have a problem with that. Yeah. You remember Dave?
Yeah, right? Dave, crazy.
David Carlito.
Remember David Carlito?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Crazy.
Remember Dave got hit in the back of the head with the ball?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's bad. You gotta send him home.
Crazy.
You gotta go home.
You gotta go home.
I said, Dave, why are you talking, man? Shoot to that ball.
Scream, man.
And it hit him smack in the back of the head.
He ain't like that. I remember that.
But you know, Dave is funny. Now he had his son with me, but then he took his son out, and I was teaching him, but he was too hard on his son. See, I would never. You don't be hard. You can't be too hard with kids. I got a lot of parents. They bring their child, but they want to be too hard. You can't teach them like that. Mm-hmm. That's why they say a parent can't teach a child.
Can't coach your kid.
No, you can't coach him. No. It's not gonna happen like that because you're too emotional. The kid's not gonna learn. See, all you guys learned. I could take y'all to play anybody because we had that kind of learning in practice. We practiced hard, and that's how we played the games hard.
The only coach that make you do 20 push-ups. When you call it a timeout, when you make a mistake, drop down, give me 20.
You do it during the game too.
Yeah, during the game too. 20 push-ups.
Let me get to that.
The team score.
Let me get to that. You gotta understand. They didn't ask me that question.
All right, okay. I remember that.
But they didn't ask me that question.
Gotcha.
FYA, why we do push-ups in the middle of the game.
In the middle of the game, they scoring.
Okay, now, the reason, and I don't let this out, I didn't let this out to a lot of people.
If it's a secret, you don't got to tell us on camera. You can tell us behind the
No,
screen.
it's all right now.
All right, cool. Let it out.
We're good.
All right.
I did the push-ups in the middle of the game because we didn't have our own gym. I never had a key to a gym where I could open the gym up when I want to and close it when I want to. So we always had a borrowed gym.
Gotcha.
Whatever gym we had was a borrowed gym. Now, I got 100 kids in the gym. I can't teach 100 kids in an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we played in some tournaments, like we played in the peace games. That was practice.
Definitely.
See, you were looking at game. You were looking at, and the people, the other team, they're looking at the game. They think it's a game. But I'm looking at it as practice. We're in the gym. So I'm making you press hard.
Definitely.
Press hard so you get your endurance.
Kids look at me like I'm crazy.
You're getting your endurance in that. I know you're tired, but I never say, come on, baby, let me take you out. No, make you play harder because you had your endurance. You had to build your endurance up.
Strength and conditioning.
Push-ups, we did that. That's what we used. The tournament was only $25 or $30. So we could pay that.
Definitely.
If we gave $3 each or whatever.
That's just
pay that.
But the main thing is we had gym time.
That's it.
Understand? So when we played in Manhattan or we played in the Bronx, we were ready. See,
makes a lot of sense.
People didn't think, or they didn't think like Mr. Wood would always. God bless the dead, Mr. Wood.
Yeah, Mr. Woods. Yeah, rest in peace.
Mr. Wood would tell the parents, if you're gonna stand here and try to figure out what Screen is doing, you're in the wrong place because you don't know what you don't know what that man is thinking.
Definitely.
And I've had people doing things, and you're wondering why you got the kid doing that. It's all about development.
It's a science to it,
It's all about development all the way. Like you didn't have a left hand, I'm doing things to help you with the left hand.
Definitely.
Jerry like to talk a lot and not play hard. I'm trying to make him play hard. Antoine.
Up chest. Up chest, that's it. Just give him the ball.
Antoine, he developed into one of my toughest players.
Definitely up chest, man. Crack.
You remember the game? You remember the game we played at Riverside, up in the Gaucho gym.
Oh yeah, I hated that gym.
We playing against Herbie.
Herbie.
Remember Herbie?
Yeah.
And they playing man to man.
Man to man, yeah.
And what we do, we pick them apart.
Ate them.
Did we pick them apart? Did we pick them apart?
Yeah.
When the coach stopped, after we won the game, he talked to his team 2 hours outside.
That's crazy.
Because he's wondering how FYA come from Brooklyn, ain't got no sponsors, and beat them like that.
It's hard work.
Couldn't do it.
Hard work.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
We talked about we talked about this the other night. The ISA game against J.R. Smith and them.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Boy pulling from half.
You was
straight to the league.
Yo, let's talk about crazy.
I knew
I was a kid when
Antoine said, yo.
That's the only person that ever
said,
really gave me work.
He said, yo, he pulled in my face. And I look, he said after the game, he's like, a matter of fact, a week later, he said, yo, forget North Carolina, I'm going straight to the league. He's like, look, Screen, I told you, I was playing against a pro.
I knew he was pro, bro.
Dead ass. Dead ass.
But we didn't back down.
Not at all.
Nah, never.
Not at all for them guys. None of them guys.
Never.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, we pull up. We about to close it up.
Great memories, man.
Wrap this up.
Oh no, we could talk for about
Forever with this.
Honestly,
we could talk. It's December now, all the way to the summer.
I believe that.
Guarantee you. If
If everybody came,
and they'll be lined up.
And it'll be entertaining.
They'll be lined up outside.
yeah.
Jerry, you had a good laugh tonight.
Scream.
Jerry, my God, look at him.
Let's see what you talk.
Danley, nah, he good.
That's cool.
He can take my spot, Danley.
Daly's here.
Danley.
We got, but we be all the way. I really wanted to have a party at the Barclays Center. I was trying to raise the funds. I'm gonna get it.
We can still do it.
I'm gonna get it. No. I'm gonna get it.
If we gonna put up, everybody got put up. It's
No,
not a
I'm gonna
problem.
get it.
We got it. Now we gonna get it. We got it
No, but
already.
we got to have a reunion because it's so many people that you guys don't run into,
Definitely.
but I run into them, and they ask about everybody because that's the way our guys are. There's some guys like your group, you still hang out with your group. The other groups, they still hang out with each other.
Okay.
And they ask
Generational.
and they ask about everybody, and that's the way I want it to be. I don't want anybody to say, "Well, I'm just no." FYA, we all together. You said it.
Definitely.
We all together. I ain't never separate one guy. You just here. No, we don't do that.
Made us all feel equal.
We
Yeah.
don't do that. Where's Big Stiff?
Big
Stiff.
Stiff doing good. He working, doing all right.
A word?
I saw him one day. He told me, he said, "I'm coming by. I'm coming."
I try to
I
hit
ain't saying
Trev.
Travis coaching.
Trev doing the thing coaching.
He coaching.
Yeah.
Winning championship.
Oh yeah, I did.
We
See
coaching
I
that.
played against Travis Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
The tournament. Yes,
He winning
Yeah,
championships.
you know what I mean? He coaching.
Yeah.
That's dope.
He coached. I said,
Yeah.
he grabbed and hugged me.
Middle school.
He played over at Boys Eye. He played over at Boys Eye. He grabbed and hugged me. I said, "Man, put me down, boy."
So before we get out of here, I was telling
Yeah.
I got my clothing line.
Good drip.
My clothing line now. We got a custom made drip right here for you.
Nice.
It says FYE forever.
Nice, big.
Nice.
And in the back it says Flatbush Goat.
Big goat.
Living legend, bro.
Flatbush Goat.
Oh my God.
We all love you, Screen.
It's
We
yours.
all love you, Screen, man.
Thank you.
We all love you,
Thank you.
Screen.
Thank you.
We all love you.
I love you. I love all of you the same way as when you were 11 and 12. I still love you the same way.
It ain't just the
You got
you
it.
know, it ain't just the hoodie. You got the pants to go
Oh
with it.
yeah. Oh yes.
Nice.
Word.
We need some. We all need that. Huh? We all need
You
that.
won't get it, but you gonna just holler.
Two step is
Take care of
two
you.
step.
Just that working.
He
ain't playing around.
You got the Flatbush on there too.
No, but guys say, "Scream, why we going all the way out to the beach, man? And we gotta go out." I said, "We gotta go." So one of my guys doing a tournament. How you gonna do a tournament? I don't go out there and support him.
Listen,
Impossible.
and I was one of the players who Screen who paid. My parents paid.
All right, we're not gonna go into that.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that right now.
Not going
Alright.
details.
We're not going into that. But look, listen. But it all went into good hands and good use.
Definitely.
Because they all living and doing well. All the guys are here and they're doing well.
Yeah,
And I'm so proud of all of them. There's guys that you wouldn't even think that they were police officers. You wouldn't believe it.
I think we in 2019. No jokes aside, 2019. About 2010, around 2010, 2011, Screen called me, says like, "Step, I need to talk to you." He had a real, like, meet me at Applebee's. I'm just thinking I'm gonna go, chill, watch the games. He had to sit down with me, a real heart to heart, and was like, not many people could do this coaching thing. And he really told me, like, this is something you really need to think about, and I feel like you would want it. I went through what I went through. I got hit again. I was coaching, and I got hit again 2015. All I could think about after surviving that was, Coach Screen told me what I need to do. Coach Green told me what I need to do. I gotta get it done. However, I have to get it done. And 5 years later, I'm at Lincoln High School. Like I said, me and Legend got together.
Y'all out there
5 years ago at your tournament.
Yeah.
A year later, I got into my accident. I was telling him, yo, Legend, don't worry about nothing. We're gonna get to where we need to get to. And 2 years later, a year later, he was at South Shore. Last year, he won a city championship.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, this is all sparked from what you created. Flatbush Youth Association. We got our Brooklyn Avengers, Flatbush Lords, whatever you want to call it. It's still A squad. You see the A. God bless me with an A. I finally got an A that's mine.
That's it.
This all sparks from you. Like my friends, my closest friends, my brothers. They won't be my brothers if it wasn't for you. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like sports is what kept
Bring
us,
everybody together.
brought us together.
Well, FYA brought everybody together.
FYA, it led to everything else, but the sport of basketball and how you brought us together and taught us life made us the men that we are, and why we are back here showing. And this is just part of us, like we said. To all the FYA alumni out there, I did this for y'all, so y'all can always hit up, always watch this, or we could do a part 2, a part 3, a part 4, like he said, make it bigger and better every time. But like, I'm gonna let my man Legend close us out. This is Step.
Happy birthday.
That's my guy, man. That's my guy. I didn't last long, but I rerouted right back on track. And me being a coach, is.
But I see him.
I'm more vocal now, but this episode right here.
Wherever I
It's
see
just
him.
about Screen. You don't really need to hear but nothing from me, honestly. It's about Screen, about what he accomplished, about the stuff he did for us that he didn't have to do. As far as being a father figure to the neighborhood, Coach Screen was more like a person to tell me get out the streets and stuff, and I didn't want to listen to him and stuff like that. So that's why I said I never lasted long with the organization, but I understood what he was trying to do. And me being young, I really didn't take that path, but I ended back on the right path as far as coaching and doing positive things for my community. Me and Step actually, how we saying, we trying to shadow you, so
Yeah.
You walking in your footsteps.
yeah, so when you trying to give us the crown, we gonna be able to take it when
When
we're
I
ready.
see you guys, I light up like a light bulb.
I'm not rushing to be nothing that I'm not right now, but when
No,
you're
you-
gonna know when we're ready. That's your terminology. You want your kids to be seasoned. There's a lot of kids that's not seasoned. They don't got no seasoning on them. They get.
And even us as coaches, we working on being seasoned.
That's it. We trying to season all our players. We trying to put that imprint on the players. So when a player goes to another school, they be like, yo, they came from Brooklyn Avengers, FYA.
Right.
Just like how we came from your program, and everybody's doing something different right now as far as positive, trying to make money,
All positive.
taking care of family.
Yeah.
So all the principles, the old principles actually work better than the new ones, because the new ones nowadays, people not really hip to it. So
No.
if you learn from an older person back in the days, more likely you're on the right track. You learn from a younger person, more likely you probably did something real ignorant, went to jail, stuff like that, made your mama cry. But being around this whole brotherhood, period, Flatbush stick together. So the way I see it is like Screen is really the godfather of Flatbush. You got to give him the credit. A lot of people not trying to give out this credit, but this is the credit. This is Flatbush right here. If you don't know this man, you're not from Flatbush.
Yeah, you're not from
You wasn't
I can clearly
outside.
say that to
You wasn't outside if you don't know a Screen.
So exactly why for episode number 1 of the Flatbush Horsemen podcast, we had to have the Flatbush GOAT, and I don't think anybody could argue that this man is the Flatbush GOAT, and this is our first podcast, so we going up.
Screen Day, man.
They used to
That's
us.
it.
Screen Day.
Happy birthday, Screen!
Happy birthday.
Birthday, King.
Thank you.
And we out.
Boss, man.
Later.
Peace.
Thank you.